All right, ready? I'm going to give you
Yes.
these as quick as possible. We're going to try not to talk about any of them for too long. We just want to get the facts out to you, okay?
Okay.
This might be the murkiest draft in recent memory after the top 3 picks. Teams say the guy going 10th might be the same quality as the guy going 32nd. It's all about fit and flavor. I'm buying that.
Oh yeah, totally. The first 3 we pretty much know.
I'd argue that teams are just getting better at drafting, and that's why it's like that, because it's like everyone used to think everyone was going for the same kind of prospects, but now it seems like there's at least enough good GMs to realize, like, wait, maybe the guy that throws it 80 yards isn't best for my system all the time. Rounds 2 and 3 are where the meat is. Multiple front office folks think the value of this draft is day 2. One team doesn't even have any quarterbacks with a first-round grade. I'm buying that. Do you buy that?
Yeah, I think that checks out too.
This draft has more questions than answers. No elite tackle, no consensus corner. Even the best edge guys aren't surefire stars, but there are a ton of good players.
Yeah, like we were saying, more starters than stars in this draft.
Okay, so I've got a couple of categories we can go through real quick. Do you want to do quarterback chaos nuggets?
Always.
Here's an old one, and we'll skip through it. One team said Cam Ward would have been quarterback 7 last year, and it's not close. That's how weak this quarterback class is seen, despite the hype. There might be more quarterbacks taken Friday than Thursday. Watch picks 33 through 40. Browns, Giants, and Saints could spark a Friday quarterback run. Don't be shocked if only 1 or 2 quarterbacks go in round 1. I mean, so far.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, totally. We've been talking about, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and Jackson Dart. We wouldn't be surprised if all 3 of them go round 1.
Some teams have Louisville's Tyler Shuck as quarterback 1, not Cam Ward or Shedeur.
Right. That's there's always, it seems like every year, a name that comes up late that people start talking about. I mean, like days before, kind of like where we are right now. I know he's been talked about for a week or so now, but he's definitely kind of that late arrival to the conversation.
Yeah, he's 26, but mature. Some teams love him. Could sneak into late round 1, only because if they, like, say the Steelers or somebody who needs a quarterback to work this year, he's the guy that can just go.
Yep.
Jalen Milroe is this draft's lottery ticket. One exec said Milroe's the only quarterback faster than Lamar Jackson. Not polished, but he might have the highest ceiling of anyone, even higher than Cam Ward. Are you buying that, or is that smokescreen from Milroe's camp?
That seems like smokescreen. Yeah. Nice.
That's the smoke engine.
Yep, I like it. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think other people would have been putting him in the conversation in the top, 3-4 guys if that was truly the case.
I have a solid source on Alabama prospects. He watches every game. He's very critical of every team he's ever liked.
Right.
And he said, and every time I send him something where somebody's complimenting Jalen Milroe, he says that person should be fired.
So there you go. I mean,
he's like, if the NFL quarterbacks need to miss wide open receivers routinely, then he would be the best guy, is what he said.
Yeah. I don't think that's what anyone's, going into the draft this weekend looking for.
Where is Shedeur going to go? Let's look at it.
Yeah.
No team has scouted a player like the Giants scouted Shedeur. They were everywhere. Games, practice, pro day, private workout. Joe Shane basically lived in Boulder, is what one report said. But even the Giants aren't unified on him. There's a split in the building. If they really like him, they'll take him at 3. If not, maybe they trade back and try again later. So if the Giants trade back and don't take one of these, what we just said from other reports was a surefire top 3 pick. Like, apparently, if you pick in the first round and it's 4 or later, you are just trying to find your card. And if you're picking in the top 3, there's one with gold, bronze, and silver ready. Right?
Right. Yes.
So if they trade back, it's a lock on Shedeur. And they know they're going to get him because nobody else even has a first-round grade on him, apparently. Deion Sanders' kid. I mean, I don't know. I'm torn. I'm torn on the whole idea if he's going to be good or not. Who
Well,
knows?
he could go to someone like the Giants at 3, and he could fall all the way down to like Pittsburgh or something at 21, like you were saying. Yeah, it's crazy to think about, what's going to play out with Sanders. He's going to be the one that the cameras, don't get off of, for the coverage, the broadcast.
Right,
Kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
the Aaron Rodgers year. It was like we basically had an Aaron Rodgers cam. I think that's going to be.
They've tried really hard to undo that, and ironically, it's the guys that stay home with their families and have a webcam that I think are subjected to it more because it just gets turned on. Roger Goodell started grabbing the quarterbacks and prospects that slip and like moving them to a back room after the Aaron Rodgers thing.
Yeah.
I think it was some time after, though.
So that they don't get like a bad look on camera.
Jersey Justin just messaged me. I've got a live bet for everybody that I don't agree with at all. I think he's messing with me. He said Clippers money line lock.
Nice. Okay, Clippers money line lock. You don't like hearing that, huh?
I don't, but I mean the Clippers are too good to not win a game, so the second game in Denver would be one to steal if you're going to try to make a run at the series. If the Nuggets can take you down 2 games before you have to travel, not good because they travel pretty well.
Yeah.
So back to our NFL talk. Steelers are lurking. They didn't expect Shadir to fall, but if he slides to 21, they might pull the trigger, or someone might trade up right ahead of them. So the Steelers at 21, with the possibility of a 1-year Aaron Rodgers rental. They're waiting to see if their credit checks out so they can rent this 41-year-old quarterback for a year.
Nobody wants him. Poor Aaron.
No, Aaron doesn't want. Well, Steelers want Aaron. They want him. He's keeping them waiting. All the reports say that.
Yeah, we'll see.
He went on Pat McAfee's show and said that.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tomlin he doesn't need to be SU.
Yeah, he went on TV and said, hey, guys, listen, it's not me, it's them. Sure.
I've got people in my circle that are dealing with things, so I need to figure that out. I've only done this for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Successfully, always picked a team by this time, and probably had a lot of personal turmoil in those years. But this time, now that I'm 41, guys, like, we got to be calm, okay?
Yeah.
Shadir's NFL journey will be reset his first time not playing for Dion. Some scouts say that could actually unlock his growth. Others say any team drafting him needs to brace for Dion rumors if the coach struggles. The only reason I could see the Cowboys taking Shadir is if he falls to them. Everyone was saying there's not that many quality quarterbacks, blah, 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 or like quality this, that, or whatever. Cooper Rush left town.
Yep.
You take Shadir, and it gives you an insurance card to make sure that, because like that's probably what the Giants are thinking too. The coach is on the hot seat. He probably is the last person that wants to take Shadir, a rookie who might do well enough to inspire hope, get him fired, and then bring his dad in to be the coach in the Big Apple.
Yeah. But you think that's kind of the path that's going to be taken in Dallas? Or could be taken in Dallas?
I think if Dallas, the Giants, any team short of the Steelers or somebody like that with an entrenched head coach, you definitely have to worry about the Dion rumors, and that's something you have to take in for a quarterback that, other than his name, is a really quick processing guy that has to be in the right system. I don't know.
I think we'd have to go back and listen, but I'm pretty sure I predicted long ago that either Deion Sanders or Bill Belichick would eventually be the Dallas Cowboys head coach.
Trade and drama watch news. Okay. No first-round trades yet. Closest it's ever gotten to the draft without one.
Everyone still owns their first pick. It's crazy.
Yeah, lack of blue-chip quarterbacks is the big reason. They could change fast Thursday night. Could change fast.
Could.
The Falcons quietly want to trade Kirk Cousins. They want the acquiring team to eat $20 million of his $45 million guaranteed. Nobody's bitten yet.
Well, we had a little bit of breaking news right before we came on air here. We did learn that they signed Easton Stick. I mean, he's not a superstar by any means, but it is kind of tipping their hand a little bit.
Why do they need to? Why get Easton Stick on the team if you're going to be keeping Kirk Cousins? You want to make sure you've got a backup quarterback in place.
Right. So I think we can lend a little more credence to the fact that they might be trying to move Kirk.
If you are the Steelers, this is the question for you, my friend. If you are the Steelers, you're Mike Tomlin.
Yep.
Would you rather trade for Kirk Cousins and eat some of that contract and get a guy that you know has done this year after year with wide receivers, and he can he wasn't very good last year, but he's coming off an injury that usually takes 2 years to get right from. It's the same excuse everyone's making for Aaron Rodgers. We forgave him, but for some reason Kirk Cousins is being put in injury jail. Anyway, would you rather go for the Kirk Cousins route or draft Shadir?
Probably, it's tough. Probably Kirk Cousins for now, because I think he's still got a couple good years left in the tank. Yeah, and I'm not one of the people that's super sold on Shador. So I think I would rather go with a quarterback that I know can do it. Maybe he won't every game. He didn't look great at the end of last season for sure. But I think I go with the proven asset there, and then look forward at what might be coming up, in the next draft and 2 drafts from now, and just start really doing some extra scouting on some young quarterback talent in college.
I think that honestly, I think if you need to figure out if Kirk has it. If you know that Kirk Cousins still has it, then you need to try to get him, because the other team you might go to is the Browns in your division. Do you want the Browns to get this ready-made quarterback that's already worked with the head coach in that system before?
Right. So, and maybe throw into Travis Hunter.
Exactly. So if you put Shadir there, or if you put them in a position where they have to go get Shadir or a rookie quarterback to be named later, you have a veteran. It gives you at least an edge this year. And I mean, if you were going for Aaron Rodgers, that's all you were planning for anyway.
Yeah, and I like the edge that Kirk provides more than I like the edge Aaron provides.
Why do I feel like Jalen Milroe could go to 21 and it wouldn't be that big of a shock?
Yeah, no, I don't know that he would go that early personally.
I just think because that's the Steelers. I could see the Steelers taking him.
Well, over guys like Jackson Dart and Shador Sanders.
Who, if the consensus in the coaching ranks really is that this guy is second only to Lamar Jackson in speed.
Yeah.
And you're the Steelers coach who's been taking on Lamar Jackson twice a year and in the playoffs sometimes. You see the value of that. That's something you see the value of, right?
Which guy are you talking about? Who's that fast?
Jalen Milroe. That was one of the notes I gave you earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
Scouts are saying his speed is second only to Lamar Jackson, but his floor is not very high. He could be completely terrible. He needs to be fine-tuned. So if you take him at 21, you really need Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins. So it could be both.
Yeah. And I think to your point, with Aaron Rodgers comes a little bit of drama, and I think you rock the boat less. If the Steelers go with Kirk, I think then also bringing in a rookie rocks the boat less. Whereas if they bring in Aaron Rodgers and draft somebody like Sanders, that kind of rocks the boat a little bit.
I mean, Jalen Hurts was kind of getting panned a little bit like Jalen Milroe. It was just a deeper class. I think there was more quarterbacks that year.
Yeah.
But the Steelers might be trying to emulate that. They just watched the Eagles win. How did the Eagles do that? They got a quality quarterback in the second round, a year that not a lot of people were buying quarterbacks. So the Steelers might take a position of need in the first round, trade for Kirk, and then when nobody's looking, come back and get Milroe in the second.
Yeah, I could see that. Not ridiculous.
Not ridiculous. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to. Okay, here's some more interesting insider nuggets. We haven't even gotten to the mock draft, but this is just all the insider information that's leaking.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on the Eagles and the Texans. Philly has 20 picks over the next 2 drafts. They could buy a veteran if the board doesn't fall their way. Houston's Nick Caserio makes more trades than anyone. If you're looking for the next fire sale, check the Giants. Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, and Jalen Hyatt are all names being whispered as potentially available. If the Giants are trying to move those names, it makes sense to me that they grab one of the big players at 3, and then if they get worried about Shadir going to the Steelers at 21, they might be trading back up to 20 or 19.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me for a team to trade back up into the first and get a couple of guys in the first.
Okay, player-specific insider nuggets. Ready?
Okay.
Elliott's not here, but he's got a prayer. The Bears are praying Ashton Jeanty falls to 10. One exec said Ben Johnson wants to build a Lion-style Gibbs-Monty duo with him and Swift.
Yeah, that could work out. That could be really fun.
If the Raiders are smart, that could work out because the Raiders getting a nice running back before they get a line is like buying a Ferrari in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's going to be there. It's going to
You'll
be
definitely
nice.
turn heads, but it might not be for the right reasons.
It might get all banged up.
Yeah.
Might have some nicks in it. Yeah.
Yep.
So I already heard this from Todd McShay, and if you can bet it, go ahead and bet it. Jets love Tyler Warren, top tight end on their board. Todd McShay, when it was plus 400, plus 700, he said, I'd go ahead and pencil that in if you're a gambler. Not that I'll tell you what to do with your money.
Yeah.
By the time I heard it on a podcast, it had dropped to like plus 300. But if you live in a state where you can bet the draft, Sean, that's you, not me. Jets love Tyler Warren, so you should look that up. He had a private workout with the Jets and a follow-up visit with the Giants. Keep an eye out.
All right.
Mason Graham might not go to the Jags at 5 after all. Some think Jeanty or wait, how do you say it? Ashton Jeanty?
Jeanty, I think, is correct.
Jeanty, did I have it right?
I think so. Yeah.
Some think Jeanty or Jalon Walker are their preferred fits for the Jags, but Graham to Vegas at 6 is a real possibility. Yeah, if a good offensive lineman falls to the Raiders, as much as I hate to say this, they should do that.
Yeah.
I would much rather them take a bunch of splashy players and not protect them. So please, take the running back. I don't care how good he is. He gonna be under fire. Emeka Egbuka has huge fans around the league, called the safest wide receiver in the draft by one exec. Even Will Howard, his college quarterback, says he's like a quarterback in a wide receiver's body.
Interesting.
Sounds like a little bit of a Julian Edelman type, like people like his knowledge.
Yeah.